Afternoon, world. Something just came to me about this one world order and the Illuminati, and I don't watch the news or pay much attention to it or the coronavirus because I know it ain't going to affect me, or at least affect me up here. Anyways, everybody's rising up against this, and I've kind of looked at it in a different perspective, per se. And you can take this however you want. Each and every one of us have our own choice to make our own decisions and develop our own opinions and set of beliefs and this, that, and the other, or whatever. But let's say that we all come from the same person, God, and this universe. Correct? Correct. I know this. You all know this. Churches and religions were brought in and twisted and flip-flopped and changed and misdirected and misled and mistaught and the whole 9 yards, I believe, or I know. I'm 39, and just within 2 weeks I've kind of changed my mindset. I've self-taught myself is what I've done to look at this world a whole other way. And the reason being is because since I was a kid, I've been very interested in where we come from, how we got here, how we continue to develop the technologies that we develop, and this, that, and the other, the same as a lot of others. Only after going through such a rough 39 years, which thank the universe and God for that, because I went through lessons that I needed to go through and learn to open my eyes up to see and get me to where I'm at today and making this video. Anyways, let's look at it in the fact that back in the day, they didn't have weapons. There wasn't even stores. Before any of the technology came around, we lived off the land. And then they brought guns in. Then you had people that didn't know how to use their minds the correct way, the flourishing way, the positive way, the way that it was supposed to be used, because I guess didn't have the right teacher back then or whatnot. I don't know. Anyways, they used weapons toward one another. So from that point, weapons continued to develop and advance and get to as big as they are today. Maybe they're needed, maybe they're not. In my opinion, they're not. A simple weapon to use to go out and hunt, if need be, is fine. I understand that's a hobby. I understand that, you know, they used to go out and kill animals to eat back in the day. They didn't use weapons. They made weapons before weapons were made, but that's beside the point. Anyways, back to this, looking at this whole thing a different way. We all were created equal and made by God and this universe. And yes, there is much documentation from ancient times. Some scribed, some unscribed. Some deciphered, some not deciphered. But if we go back to the fact of God, the universe, and spirituality, which is a big part of this universe that not a lot of people want to believe or even think about, that I've learned to tap into, and that's a whole nother video. But anyways, I stated in the last video my dad passed 12 years ago as of February 26th, which brings me to the realization that I have in my notes that I've been taking a page that I wrote and I dated and I timed. And let me see, this might be it right here. Yeah, this is it right here. I'm going to show you all this page because God, the universe, speaks to us through our inner being. That's who we are. We have an inner being, and we have this spiritual team available to us for help to give us answers. I say it's my dad and God. Anyways, I'm going to show you all this page, and then I'm going to go on about the one world order and all that good stuff, just to see what the response is. I'm probably going to get a lot of mean, nasty, hateful responses from this. That's fine. It doesn't bother me. I have my beliefs, my opinions. You have yours, and you're entitled to that. I'm just trying to get out there that maybe try and look at this a different way, rather than that it's the Antichrist. It's bad. It's gonna make it as if it would make it any worse than it already is out in this world now today. I mean, look at how many of us are look at how many out there are suffering, trying to make ends meet, and worried about feeding their families. And think about all the money that's in this world. I mean, come on, guys. The money that is around and available in this world, there's more than enough to give each and every person on this planet $1 million, as long as they agree to use it to thrive, to better themselves, to better the communities, to better the world. And at the point that you take the massive destructive weapons away, for starters, from each and every person, well, from each and every country, state, whatever, then you no longer have the fact that Russia, China, Japan, or whoever could blow the United States up, or any part of the United States up. And including Saudi Arabia and Iran and Iraq and all that. Get them all out there somehow or another. Then you drop down to each individual, and you just allow each individual to have a hunting weapon. A weapon for hunting animal only. You already have the animal rules and hunting rules in place, so each person, felon or not, gets to have a hunting weapon. Because in order to do this, you would have to restart. Everybody would basically have to reboot themselves, per se. And each and every one of us have the ability to do that through our source, which is energy. We all know this. Everybody wonders what runs us. Energy runs us. Listen, I was a recovering addict, and I've been off of stuff for 8 years, 10 plus years. I was taking Suboxone strips. In the last week, I've been able to get myself to a point where I don't even need it. Basically, I need water and food, and that's what gives you the most energy. You got to think, guys, we're made up of 70% water. The other 30%'s blood, whatever, you know. We're made up of a whole lot more than that, but water. Anyways, here's the page I was going to show you all in the notebook. Well, let me flip it around so you can see better. Check this out. I wrote this February 26th at 1:53 a.m. Now, 12 years ago to that day was the day my dad passed. And at the point a couple of weeks ago, I seen a video on YouTube that was mentioning to ask your spiritual guide for help. And I actually had done that long ago, because ever since my dad passed, I have asked and asked and asked and asked to lead me in the right direction. Oh, sorry. Let me flip the camera back around. I have asked my dad to help me, lead me in the right direction. And at that point, I started looking for signs. And I had a sign all along. It was the number 1111. And from the point that I asked my dad 7 months ago to now, I'm a whole complete different person, whole complete different mindset, and fixing to do big things, or at least try to help do big things within this world of ours, even if it's one person at a time. As long as I'm helping someone, that's all that matters to me. And the information that I hold within makes me the richest man on this earth, irregardless of not having a dime to my name. So anyways, on with this is I pass 11 minutes and 11 seconds. You take the massive destructive weapons from everyone. You drop down and you take everyone's weapons. Give them one hunting rifle. One hunting thing. Bow and a rifle. And then you tell everybody you agree to give them whatever it would take for a family of, say, 4 to start out where they could live and prosper and not have to worry for the rest of their life, which at that point gives that person happiness, joyfulness, peacefulness, freeness, per se, to live their life the way they want. Now, there's 300 billion people in this world. It wouldn't take much to give each of us $1 million. If I had it, I'd gladly go for it and try it. If I could, I'd have to, I don't know, be the president, maybe. That, I don't know, but maybe that's part of Trump's plan. But where everybody's going to get chaotic and rise against it, for one, is when church and religion steps in. And you got to take that out of the picture, period. Not God. God stays in the picture. Just the churches and the religions go. Because you have to look at it this way, guys. We were all put here by one person. God through the universe through God. However you look at it. It was God and the universe. And we all know this. The churches and the religions got developed and thrown around and tossed around. I already talked about that. So if you look at the fact that we were all created equal in God's eyes, and we were supposed to portray Him by 3 basic rules, and that was love thyself, love thy neighbor, and treat one another the way you would want to be treated or want to be treated, and pass on any knowledgeable information or help each person that you come across as best as you can and are able. And had it stayed like that, but it didn't, because there is negative influences and negative spirits, the devil, hence per se, devil comes in thought, devil comes in music, devil comes in all forms. And our inner self knows when it's the devil and when it's not, because when you are going to do something you know you shouldn't do, whether it be rob someone or do something to yourself or take that next pill or whatever, your inner being tells you, now you know, no, you shouldn't be doing that. I went against it for 39 years, guys. And it put me in, I put myself through hell. That's hell. Hell is what you put yourself through here on earth in this physical body by your mind. And we all have been talked about and taught for so long that you can't change your mindset. And that's bull, because I've done it. And this smile and me making this video and just the feeling that I feel right now is beyond words. Can't even be described. And the energy that I have right now is crazy. Like, and I've had this energy my whole life. I just didn't understand it, especially these last few months. Like, it would come and go, it would come and go, it would come and go. And I now know what it is. It's the fact that my body, my energies, my chakras, my parts within are aligned perfectly where they need to be for me to have that feeling. And anyways, I guess back to the point. Try to look at it as we all came from the same person, God. And God created us all equal. And God he gave the 3 basic rules to one of his followers. I think it was David. And he told him, go and upon these 3 laws: 1, love thyself; 2, love thy neighbor; and 3, base everything upon the first 2, including the fact that you abide by them and you pass on any knowledgeable information and help that you can to each and every person that you come across. And boy, has it not went awry from there. This world has, I don't even know. It's beautiful. You think about Mother Nature and the birds and the bees and the bears and all that. They all function and play their own part, the same as we do. And believe it or not, people, words, thoughts, they're all energies, and they do get put out into our universe. And it's almost like a boomerang. What you put out there is what you get back. And for 39 years, I put out negative vibrations, negative energies, just negative. Not all 39 years, because there was quite a few that helped me to identify the person that I've become today and who I am standing here making this video, fixing to put out to the world. There was times that I worked and flourished and made money and was truly happy. And now that I'm where I'm at today, through all the hard lessons, because I'm hard-headed, very hard-headed. My dad tells me more and more each time that him and I come into contact. I've sort of used him to gather my inner self, per se. So now I'm getting to the point almost to where I think a thought and I get an immediate answer, which is partially why I'm making this video. Anyways, you take the massive destructive weapons, then you get each one of us to agree to the fact that I'll give you $1 million, give me your guns, you keep one hunting rifle, one bow. It's not to be used for people, it's to be used for hunting and hunting only, and that's that, period. You legalize weed throughout the whole United States. You're going to have the other drugs and whatnot, maybe not, I don't know, because if you give each and every person $1 million, they should be able to make all the money they want to make in the world. I mean, there's plenty of ways to do it. I should be doing it. I don't have money. Don't need it. Happy without it. If I had it, I could do a lot of good, though. Anyways, you get them to do that, and then what do you got? You got 300 billion people. 300 billion happy, peaceful, free, loving people living life the way we should have. It's really not that hard, guys. It's pretty simple if you just take a different outlook on universe and God without putting in churches and religions. Spirituality, yes, spirituality is involved big time. Way more than what a lot of people realize. But we have the ability to help control that part of this world through different ways. And with that, I'm going to go and post this. And we'll go from there. If you guys could like it, share it, comment. I'll answer if I'm able, or if I feel that I need to. If you have any negative, rude comments, keep them to yourself. If you want to waste your time and energy on it, have at it. I have better things to think about and do myself. But anyways, I appreciate y'all watching and listening. And I don't know. Hopefully the outer world around me will start to change and portray this. Maybe, maybe not. But I know I will continue to follow it and keep Ty within one, happy and free. See you on the flip side.